Lucky Lefty Podcast. Happy Thursday evening to everyone. ONORA boys, we are in the building. We are brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. It is ONORAWhiskey.com. It is that premium American whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com. And if you're going to drink, by all means, you make sure that you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it. Lucky Lefty Podcast. I am Sean Davis, SD2 Mics, that dude, the original Lucky Lefty himself, brought to you courtesy of Believe Network. Believe in Notre Dame, believe in LL, believe in yourself. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, lock in with us. Thank you for all the subscribers that continue to build. You get the audio edibles over there each and every day. Check us out. Special stuff coming up on YouTube. Tap in, subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It helps with the views. And then leave your comments and questions because we respond to all. Also, luckyleftypod.com for all your news. Free message board to talk about anything. And then merch it at luckyleftypod.com. Then we got patreon.com with the Lucky Legends podcast and the Players Only podcast. Former Notre Dame players talking Notre Dame football. Where else can you get that? Only at Lucky Lefty Network, patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. You already know we are the home of the misguided passion and forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. Left, what's up, boy? How was your day?
Can't believe the week's going by fast. It's Friday tomorrow.
I know. I get to watch Kanan tonight at midnight.
You know that's going to be something to watch. It's heating up, like you said. It's not grasping me just yet.
It's starting to pick up.
I know stuff has to happen now because they done told enough backstory.
Rock is cold, boy. I'm sorry, Rock. Rock is a cold sister, man. She's a cold sister. I told somebody recently, I said, do you see Raquel? Do you see her on Kanan?
She's a great character.
That's how the sisters used to look in the 80s and 90s, boy.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need no long lashes. We don't need no swoop down, touching the eyebrows. None of that.
Just a cold sister.
Slick it back, ponytail. Just cold.
Gets the job.
Oh, man. Just beauty. Just pure essence, bro. Great job, man. She's a great actress, too, by the way.
Absolutely.
Patina Miller is absolutely fantastic.
She does her thing for sure.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. So today we're going to hear some more from Marcus Freeman talking about the scrimmage from Saturday. He shared some things on some individual players like a Jaylen Sneed that we're going to hear about. He talked a little bit about Notre Dame having a plan whenever the legislation for these scholarships finally gets sealed and cemented. Notre Dame is ready to go. They know what they're going to do. Will it impact the walk-on program at Notre Dame, which is affected? And we'll see, man. We'll see. Long history of the walk-on program in Notre Dame. We'll talk about that. Nico, I'm a leaver. Let me tell you something, man. Young man, I know your agent is trying to use precedent to help you out, but you got to do a little bit more than get scraped up at the horseshoe to renegotiate. And we're going to talk about that too. Because right now, this NIL in certain aspects is becoming a clown show. And
only for those saying it.
You had a conversation today with a certain coach at Notre Dame, and
said, "Where's the Brinks truck? Where's the truck at?
Where is it at?" And of course, it's Thursday, so you already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna play "Love It, Like It, Shove It." Love it, like it, shove it. Love it, like it, shove it. Right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. So if you have a love it, like it, shove it put it in the chat, submit it as a GTB, submit it as a super chat, and we'll make sure that it's presented as part of the program and the segment. Love it, like it, shove it, coming up second half of the show. Already with a super chat, Indy Milton fan is Indy Milton fan is the biggest troll we got, bro.
That was the crazy. I mean, like, y'all gotta understand how crazy that is. Really? You I just don't like that there was no quarterback respect of, oh yeah, acknowledgement of the what he was able to, it was just straight. Yeah, no question. I'm like, oh man, it's all bad. But maybe that's the confidence you need to go into the draft. And
is it?
I mean, listen, I was never fortunate to be able to tell somebody in that position whatever. So I don't know. But I do think that it's important to go in there talking about yourself. Let's just not start off by saying you're better than the next guy. I just think that's just a tough space when you're dealing in the professional space. In college, I'm all for it, right? Talk your stuff. I just think the professional space is just a little bit different. You just, you got to carry yourself a certain way.
We start off tonight's show with the commitment of 4-star on some sites, 5-star on some sites, defensive end, 6'4", 227 pounds, Rodney Dunham from Myers Park High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, he committed on 247 Sports earlier this afternoon, and you love what he had to say. They asked him straight up. I believe Tom Lloyd was the host on 24/7. And he basically was like, yo, I committed because of Marcus Freeman and in the way everybody in the building talks about Coach Freeman and how he moves and the education and the development, and they win. That was the last thing he said, and they win. And so Notre Dame is taking full advantage of this national championship game run. Full advantage. Like, the brand is hot. The brand is hot, and they are absolutely killing the 26 recruit. And people were talking about USC and Chad. And oh my God, Chad Bowden and USC are hot. And Notre Dame just kept putting out the turtle emojis. Like, okay, y'all can go ahead and be the hare. We'll be the turtle and walk you down. It's all good. Walk you down. Walk you down. Just when you fall asleep, here we come. So now, I believe that's the 10th commitment already in the 26 class. The 10th commitment already in 26 class. I believe they're going to take, I would take 5 defensive linemen. I would take 5.
Yeah, I'm taking the whole lineup.
Yeah, quarterback, 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers, probably then Jaylen Osborne, who has a commitment coming up. He's down to Michigan and Notre Dame. He tweets out to Joey O'Brien, because Joey O'Brien cut it down to his top 6 schools. He tweets Joey O'Brien and said, let's do something special. You have to remember, Joey O'Brien and Jaylen Osborne took their visits at the same time at Notre Dame a couple of weeks back. So the momentum for Notre Dame, but Jaylen Osborne almost gave it away.
Almost gave it away.
You trying to get Joey O'Brien to do something special? What other school are you trying to do it special at?
That's
you
right.
Pretty much just gave your choice away. And he also said that he, speaking of Rodney Dunham, pretty much told Notre Dame the day after he left his visit that he was committing. So they kept it quiet so he could have his special day.
Hey, well, hey, listen. The more impact players we can get, the better. Riding that national championship trophy high. Riding that national championship ride and even being able to show that we can get to the destination. It was good for recruits to see where the holes were, where they can see themselves filling. And I think that's the best benefit you get out of a situation like that when it comes to recruiting. But I do think at the end of the day, Marcus Freeman is just adding on to the fire. He was already burning hot and getting the Notre Dame brand perspective change. Now he showed that he can win and get to a certain level of success that, it's not, nobody's ever seen somebody do that before. That's an attractive thing. It was first attractive when Nick Saban started winning consecutively. Then it became attractive when Dabo started winning with superstar quarterbacks. And then it became attractive to win with the defense and how Kirby Smart was building an all-time great defense. And then Marcus Freeman follows it up doing it his way. He's the first to do it without building a bunch of five-star recruits, and you can still get to a championship. But the players that he had were 1A, 1B, very developed over time. A bunch of good, maybe no superstars, but it was enough to have some big wins against teams and programs that do it the totally opposite way in recruiting. And I think that perspective change put at ease to recruits' minds that, okay, they can win even if they don't dress it the way that Ohio States and Georgia's and Alabama's used to. So that's a really good sign. And that way you can get more players that trust the process, that fall in love with what Notre Dame offers. And as long as we continue to put out those stories of guys that commit or transfer that really explain like that 6 months or those 2 years or that transfer, it was just a totally different experience than what I was dealing with prior, whether it was high school, whether it was at another college. And I just think that's the important part. It's one thing to be impacted by a coach, but we're hearing from these guys talking about the school, talking about the routine, talking about the things they got to show up to. It was more than football. So that's the mystique and the added credit that you get to taking on that challenge. Now, a lot of guys I don't think are mature enough to just understand how that thing works initially or even ever, but more so than anything, you're going to get a positive response on the back end if you go through it and do it right.
State of North Carolina has been very good in recent recruitment for Notre Dame. We're talking about Ebenezer Utade, who just committed last week, Thomas Davis Jr. in the 26th class, Jadon Blair in the 25 class, Bryce Young, Micah Gilbert, Jack Larson, Sam Pendleton, who has since transferred, and then Sullivan Apsher. They're raking up in the state of North Carolina, doing a really good job. It's a lot of talent down there, and they have a couple of more guys from the state that could be jumping into the 26th class coming up real soon. So I like what I'm seeing from this class, bro. But I tried to warn people. Over a month ago when everybody was talking about, man, what is Notre Dame doing? I'm like, relax. Did I not say relax on the show, love? So relax. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The Ebenezer Utade had made up his mind back in February, bro. Yeah. He made up his mind late February where he was going. So we knew this rush was coming, and another rush is going to start coming in June. This was simmered down. You might see one pop off this weekend at the Blue and Gold game, but I'll keep that under wraps. Yeah, I keep that under wraps. But you love what you see. Love what you see. Also, somebody asked a question after our conversation about the quarterbacks last night, Lev. And I thought it was a fair question. And once again, you leave your comments and questions after the show on our YouTube channel. After you subscribe, we hope, hit that like button. We'll respond to all. And the question was, and I answered it, and I want to get your input. Why isn't Kenny Minchey getting a fair shot in the quarterback competition? I'll let you know what I said, Left. I said Kenny Minchie is getting a fair shot in the competition.
In the competition.
I said he's not getting a fair shot in the media.
Yeah, that I mean.
I said that's two totally different things.
Yes.
That's two totally different things. Like, he's by all means, yes, believe.
Because you see what the narrative got you thinking. You see what I'm saying? You see how the media already got you.
Mm-hmm.
Already got you. And I think that's the reason why you got to take things with a grain of salt. You know, and at the end of the day, this has not been the first instance in which somebody had thought about that. We were talking about this last year, close to home. Matter of fact, Sean, you remember that? So,
yeah,
I think that's one of those processes you got to get through as the quarterback position of feeling disrespected. I mean, hey, even Ron Paulus himself, good old Ron Paulus, said he couldn't even come back to campus for like 10 years until his son started coming around and he wanted to take his, I mean, you know, dudes be burned. You know, I still haven't heard from him. Hell, Deshaun ain't picked up a football and
they said Ed is floating around Chicago somewhere.
I mean, it's a graveyard out here. Hell, I'm barely hanging on. So I think that it's one of those things you gotta feel a little bit disrespected, man. And I think that just adds to the narrative, because once they get to that point where they have to talk about you, then the ball starts rolling. You know, then the oh, I told you so's from these random people start happening. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, who cares, Kenny? As long as you know there's a competition happening and you're in the middle of it, you know, the media is going to find out soon enough, because at the end of the day, the media isn't making a decision on who's to start. And we've seen through history, we know who they want. And it doesn't always line up to what the coaches decide. And I think that you got to trust the development of where Gino Guidugli has been in this spot for 2-3 years, where it's like, hey, what are you presenting? Because either way it goes, he's got to put a good product on the field. Regardless, Kenny, Steve, or CJ, he's got to put that product, got to be good. And I think people are just a little antsy. They want to jump the gun because everybody wants to be the first. We talked about that. People want to be the first. They don't want to be right. They just want to be the first to say, oh, I reported on this Duke the Duke ago. You got to give me my credit. I'm Nostradamus, but we're the only Nostradamus in the media right now, because we've been talking about stuff that's been prophesized to this day. So I think that people's in the media's need to be first overtakes the need to be objective or even truthful, because everybody's banking on, oh, I said this, like the Lucky Lefty podcast be predicting all the other times. I'm trying to jump the gun. But me and you, we analyze, prophesize, break down.
Got good discernment. Good discernment. That's what we got. Good discernment.
That's why we always eat the good fruit. Whenever we go to the fruit section, we always just got the eye for it. You know, we don't bring back fruit home where he's like, oh, we got to toss this out of the way. No, we they don't all look the same.
No.
But we get the best result out of what got that. I'm trying to tell you. It's a game.
Patriot Drew, thank you for the super chat. Get your super chats in. We greatly appreciate them. If you were head coach Marcus Freeman, Love, how would you break down each conversation with the quarterbacks when a decision is made?
I feel like Coach Kelly, even though he was wrong, in my opinion, was fair enough to say we're going to go one way and we're just going to ride it out. I think that's the fairest, because it gives the guy it gives the guy a clear mind. All right, because the ultimate goal is to be the best for the team. And in order to do that, you got to have a clear mind that, okay, I ain't got to worry about nothing else other than trying to win. It's just counterproductive, in my opinion, when you got this over-your-shoulder thing you feel where it's like, I don't know when my bad play is going to be my last play. So I don't think that's ever productive because once you look at all the other teams that are playoff bound, that have their offense together, there's no looking over their shoulder for Nico Imavalita or DJ Lagway or these guys that we know are start Garrett Nussmeier, guys that are coming into the developed stage of a year two in the offense, Dante Moore, stuff like that. So I do think it's important that a guy gets that sort of space to operate. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you need. If you're talking about executing and being successful, you need a space to operate. This is not the position where you playing quarterback carousel and whoever strike is, that's just not smart as a head coach. Why would you put your baby in jeopardy like that? In terms of the program, you put your program in jeopardy playing in the street. You're playing in the street. You're playing in the street with a blindfold because you hoping and wishing it works out instead of just investing in it. You got to, there's a reason why there's a great connection between coaches and quarterbacks. You get your Sean Payton and your Drew Brees. Where it's just like that's automatic 10 wins. You know what you're getting. It's a dangerous combo. He can get you. And most of the time they get you. They're going to put up the numbers. That's because they in sync. When Drew retired, Sean Payton took some years off. He said, "Hey, it's hard without a quarterback." He said, "This is what it feels to be regular. I thought I was a good coach, and he is. But you need that other piece to validate it. You know what I mean? Or it's just tough sledding." Lo and behold, Andy Reid had a good counterpart up into a point, and then you just okay, he really needed Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Andy Reid, greatest coach of all time, till he got Pat. So let's not be fooled. It doesn't change because it's college. It's the same formula. You need that guy to set your team in the right direction. You can shuffle all you want. You would just not be successful. The Eagles committed. The Eagles committed and got a Super Bowl out of it. Matter of fact. And they all talked about Jalen Hurts isn't going to last. Jalen Hurts can't throw this and that. They committed. They invested in it. They got a Super Bowl. Look at that. So, I think at the end of the day, if I'm Marcus Freeman, the conversations I'm having with each quarterback is, I need one of y'all to be my guy. And the others are just going to have to ride it out until it don't work, period. This isn't like the other positions on the team. This is like, I'm handpicking this, damn near. Because whatever your fate is my fate. They ain't going to be talking about a Don Shula tied to me. No, a Don Shula is just a part of the system that go, a great piece. But they ain't going to write no articles about me and Don Shula. Marcus, he got to be vain about it. Because why would you play with the money like that? This ain't no, I don't even play like that in high school. I told my high school quarterbacks, I'm going with you, and then you got to support him. And if something happened, then we're going to go with you, and it's going to be all good. What you mean?
Keep it a buck, huh?
Because why? Why would
Just
you put
it a buck?
Why would you put those dudes? We grown. They grown enough. Because in the league, they don't tell you. It just happened. Then you understand, now it's politics of the game. It's the money. Now it's the money in college a little bit. But at this point for us, Marcus Freeman, just take the initiative. Jump off what'd you say? Just take the leap.
Yeah.
Take the leap. The good thing is that you leaping into a net because all three are serviceable. The least you got are serviceable guys that can get you 9, 10, 11 games, get you to the playoffs. I believe that. With the team we got, the schedule that we got, we can get one of these dudes to the playoffs. Now that requires an investment, though. I think whoever you choose, though, this year has to be this year and next year's guy. This is for Marcus Freeman's sake. This ain't, now anything can happen, obviously, and all that. But preferably for Denbrock's sake, too. He would like a guy that he can build some stuff on. Hell, how did Tommy last so long? He just stuck with Ian and built up sorry guys in behind him. And it was just the other guys wasn't serviceable behind Ian until we got the talent, you know what I mean? Because Tommy was like, shoot, I got my guy. We're going to get these, you know what I'm saying? We're going to ride it out. Yeah, when Tommy tried to do that down in Alabama, what Nick Saban told him, no. Jalen Milroe's our dude. Stop playing.
Yeah.
And make it work. You know what I mean? He gave him $1. The cigarettes was $2. He said, make it work. Make it work. I'm not about to sit here and have you shuffle my – no. But what did that do? It nipped the bud in the media. Not the media like, all right, let's just talk about Jalen Milroe. We ain't, the shuffle thing is out of sight, out of mind. Wait till next year. But that focuses the team on having a focal point. You need a focal point on offense. Obviously, Jeremiah Love is receiver, running back, doing it all, but that man with the ball got to be something at this level. At this level. Hey, you look at the lower levels, the man with the ball getting drafted. Austin P and all these smalls putting up numbers, though. I just haven't seen a negative effect of having a dude. I've seen the negative effect of you playing. This is all playing. You talk so glowingly. It's almost a little, if I was a quarterback, I feel a little jaded. Every time you talk about me, you talk about everybody else doing good too. But you'll talk about Sneed and Drake Bowen and glowingly talk about your defensive players. What's up with that, Marcus Freeman? You guys spread the love now. Don't just generalize my good. Oh, he's doing good, but everybody's doing good. Oh, he's making a throw, but everybody's making throws. Don't do that. Because when you get there on the podium, you get to talk about Jaylen Sneed has matured in these aspects, and he's just a love to have, and all blah 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 all day. Oh, love the D line, you know. Drake Bowen's ahead of this. I mean, you. But when it comes to quarterbacks, everybody's doing good. What you mean? That's not confidence you're selling, in my opinion, to the media. My opinion to your fans. Everybody wants to know the dude. There's nothing wrong with it. Because the teams that get behind it, look at Nebraska. Nebraska put their whole thing in Raiola. Pause. They put the whole program behind Dylan Raiola, man. For real. And you see the benefit of it. We actually giving credit to Matt Rule as being a decent coach. Matt Rule going up to the podium a little more sure of himself because he know what he got. He's like, yeah, Dylan Raiola's feeling confident, lost 15 pounds. He's feeling great. Man, he's going to take us to the moon. That's a head coach that used to bounce around. Matt Rule also was nice when he had P.J. Walker at a Temple, but that's what got him kicked off, to another level. But
solid backup in the NFL.
Very nice. Very nice. I knew P.J. Walker was nice when we played him, so it wasn't surprising.
That's right. You were on the sideline for that game.
I was there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you got
I couldn't believe y'all was about to blow that game. I was like, oh boy, if they lose this game.
Yeah, P.J. Walker was nice, man. He had that Trevor Siemian thing going on where it's just like, man, this dude, he cutting up now. We supposed to win and all, but he cutting up.
Hey man, your boy Deshaun, that fly touchdown celebration was. I was actually laughing at him. I was like, I understand why he did it. Yeah, Philly playing against the Owls. But I was like, yeah. There's no way you got the approval for that celebration from everybody else. Lucky Lefty podcast. So we got Love It Like It Shove It coming up in a little bit. Marcus Freeman, once again, on Saturday, he talked about Jaylen Sneed having the best spring of his career.
I think I'll say that this is the best spring in my 4 years being here with Jaylen. 4 years with Jaylen, because he came in early. This is the best spring he's had. I mean, he is, when he decided to come back and you know, say, hey, I want to have my last year here at Notre Dame. And he's been committed to doing the little things that it takes to be a great player. And that's kind of what I talked to him about is, you know, he's got every option in the world. You can go somewhere else. You go try to go to the NFL. If you're going to come back here to get your degree and to be the best football player you can be, there's things you got to be committed to, and his weight is a part of that. But he's practiced at a level in terms of the fundamentals, the details, the energy that it takes to be a great player. Right? He's got great talent. Now he's starting to become a great player and put it all together. And it's just credit to him for putting in the work that it takes to be that. And now he's got to continuously do that every day. Right? Like, nobody cares what you did today, tomorrow, right? And so he's shown for this, since he really, the winter semester, the spring semester, he's really shown to be committed to that. And so I'm really pleased, and I look forward to the next couple practices, next couple weeks on what he continues to do.
It took him 2.5 years for the light to pretty much go off. And seems like at some point during last year, everything started to click for the young man. And I'm happy for him, love. I'm extremely happy for him. You know, when you get that last opportunity at Notre Dame, it hits different. When you realize, like, man, this is my last shot to really make a splash at Notre Dame. Usually it works out well. Usually guys come out with a huge chip on their shoulder, and they play really well. And Jaylen Sneed seems to be in that position moving forward. So I like hearing that. I like hearing that. I like the commitment to his weight. I like the commitment to other things. I loved hearing him talking about being committed to being a better leader along with the rest of the linebackers. So I think that room being spearheaded by him and Drake Bowen, you have to feel pretty good.
Yeah. I just think it's a confidence factor the defense is riding on right now. They know what they got. I think we're more waiting to see what we got offensively, but we know what we got defensively, especially when we feel as those guys are young but got so much experience. I mean, we were playing on fumes in the sense of what we started with. And for us to get all that knowledge, I just think we're at an advantage. I just hope that we can shift the paradigm to make this an offensive juggernaut. But I love that the defense is just so solid. It's just like the offense. They're just constants. It's like, are they peak? They're always in that right spot that can give our offense a chance to win the game. I mean, we'll look back on these years once we start getting the offense rolling and have a greater appreciation of the era of defense that we were able to have these last 5-6 years, based on the fact that, man, if we had this defense but our offense was top notch now, when the defense is giving up at least 17 a game and our offense can score 40 again, now the season looks a completely different outlook. Now you can appreciate defense that can hold and give you chances, and you're doing your thing. So it's great to see.
Bro, this is one of those summers that you talked about. I really would love to be a spy or just on campus just to see what's happening. Because you talked about going into that 15th season, coming out of the spring, everybody was like, we're staying here. Like, hey, everybody's staying here. We're focused. And if we get that same vibe from this team, you know, because you want them to be hungry. You don't want them to be settled in their success in 24. You want them to be a little pissed off, a little mad, hungry, and ready to go out and do whatever to take that next step. And I'm very interested in what takes place after the spring. Spring is cool. But that period in between the spring camp and the fall camp,
that's where every Warrior's got to go to they spot of solace. They got to go in there and craft for a month or two and really get in your bag and your different ways of training. You know, I used to go to Arizona. I used to go to my guys, you know, get that last pump in, really work on getting better right before you go into, you know, the war, you know, and it's you want to go in feeling good. And at the same time, you want to go in with a sharp focus because it's a way to go about it, and you don't want to go too fast but not too slow. And it's really about locking in, man. It's that you got to start building up that musk, you know, that musk feeling in the locker room and in the workouts. And because in that week or that month or so in between, that's where you got to go to your dark place. You got to really add that extra layer, you know what I mean? Because now this is you coming into a situation where it's going to be highly competitive. You know, guys are going to be getting after it, and you got to meet that standard, and you want to be at another level when you get there.
Whole movie, and you
man, look, I'm just ready to get to it, man. I can't wait for fall camp now. I'm beyond. Blue and gold game is going to be the blue and gold game, right? Glorified practice. Let's get to the fall. Let's get to the fall. Let's get to the decision. Let's get to the season. I'm ready to start wrecking cats. I'm already talking to my Miami family like, dog, you do understand what's coming, right? You do understand what's coming. What you mean? We got Carson Beck. I know. Exactly. I know.
Carson Beck's not
Exactly.
ready.
Exactly.
He's not even
If you think I talk trash about Connor Wegman heading into that Texas A&M game, oh.
That's a bad first game for Carson Beck. It's just a tough matchup.
Jason Smith, thank you for the GTB. If you have a question, super chat, get it in. And don't forget, get your love it, like it, shove it. Love it, like it, shove it. Get it in the chat. Am I misremembering, or did Derek Brown say Kevin McDougal was the best athlete on the team? Not best quarterback or whatever, but best athlete. I can't recall what exactly Derek Brown said. I've heard that Kev was the toughest of the quarterbacks. Didn't have the best arm, but he was just mentally tough. Mentally tough. And when he got his opportunity, he struggled a little bit in his first start, but then after that second start, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. D-Mon, Mr. Food Lover, says, Left, using a food comparison, what meal would each quarterback be? That's a good one, Left.
Give me a second on that one. That's a good one. Oh, each quarterback would be.
Steve would be like a veggie omelet. Healthy, good. No, I would do Steve better than that. Steve is that dependable meal. That's just dependable. It's real dependable. What's like a dependable meal that's not like, you know, like you don't make it when guests is coming over, you make it.
Steve, I'm telling you,
Steve is like a good meatloaf.
Sausage and potatoes.
Meatloaf. You said sausage and potatoes.
Some onion in it.
With some russet potatoes.
Yep, and you go throw it in there, you know, boom, whoop, whoop, add a couple peppers, you know.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, get the job done. Hearty, you know, it's a safe choice. You can feed a lot. It's not gonna blow nobody's socks off. You're not gonna do it like that when your girl come over. But it's 9 out of 10 days. It's a good meal. You know, you come at home, pop it in the microwave, whoop-de-whoop, and it lasts for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Been there before.
Vice City says Steve is wafflers. Jason Smith said he is roast with taters.
That's what I'm saying. He's an Instant Pot meal.
Okay.
Put that thing in there 15 hours
Hey,
later.
there's nothing wrong with the crock pot. Nothing wrong with the crock pot.
Yeah. Kenny's more like you get on TikTok and doing these fancy little meals they make, and it can go either way. If it looked like the TikTok video is spectacular, you like, oh, I done did some chefing. I done went on TikTok and tried to make the little thing, and I flipped it over and did the little technique came out just like the video. Or just because it's a perception thing, it's the same meal. It has potential, but you ain't make it right. You ain't put enough of the so it ain't taste just like how you thought, but it got that potential. If I make it like the video, add my own thing, I got something that I can bring my friends around, being like I did a little something in the kitchen. I did a little something. When you know, you try it with your girl coming over, she like, I know you can cook. I know you can cook. Kenny is definitely cooking with Kaya. Absolutely. I know you really like that, bro. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. It can be, it can be really good, or it can lack. It can lack. So we like what Kenny brings because it's the excitement for it, right? And then CJ is just a good old, how would you say this? He's like that nice restaurant that you like, a Ruby Tuesday. Ruby Tuesday had a very nice aesthetic about it. Like, okay, matter of fact, I'll bump it up. A Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
He's Cheesecake Factory because it's going to get hyped up. It's going to stay busy. It's going to have all the things.
I like the way you're coming at this. I like the way you're coming at it. I like the way you're coming at it.
Because you can fool somebody with some Cheesecake Factory now.
You can make it seem like a 5-star date.
Oh, experience.
Yes.
They got the dim lights,
yes.
big boobs. You like, oh, we doing it. We doing it. We might come in for a birthday.
Grand Lux Cafe, all the same.
Yard House. Oh, you a Yard House. You got the truffle fries. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you a Yard House. You get the birds. Yeah, I know about them type. Yeah. So I got food. But you're gonna boost it a little because you at the Yard House. You at the Yard House for lunch. You little lunch break. Might get you a little, you might, don't boost that experience because of what they offering. But is it the steak 44s or your Dominics or your Mastros or your Prime 11s or your Toca Maderas? I don't know. But if you take somebody that ain't never been nowhere.
Oh, it's everything. By the way, that steak 48 is pretty good though.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Steak 48 Mastros is, man. That Mastro's on in Malibu. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve's your home cooked meal. Kenny's your meal that you trying different, but it can be real nice. And then
cooking with Kai.
You cooking with Kaya, yeah. You get viral. You go crazy. You can do something. You social, you hit. You what the kids know. And then you got Grand Old Cheesecake Factory. They can't say nothing bad about that. They got everything. Get you some of that chicken panini pasta. You get some jambalaya. Get a burger. I mean, everything. They gonna make it. Psh. But is it the 5-star experience? We don't know. They got potential. Now they done ruined it talking about these social media videos talking about girls going to cheesecake and cutting it. See, I beg to differ. But I'm not. If you ungrateful for cheesecake, then there's something wrong with you. Because where y'all trying to eat? You know what I'm saying? That's when you get it. It gets stuck in your mind. It's like, is he that, or is it something different? Are we saying that's that? Is the cheesecake no different than the steak 40 week? I don't. For somebody ain't never been nowhere, it can be. It can be. They got everything. Yeah. But you know them good places like that 71 and above, they tell you what they give you. See, there's a difference. You know, when you go to them one restaurants, they be like, this is what we're making tonight. They ain't no the menu this big. This is what your first course, second course. We're gonna hit you with that. Now you got a couple options, but that's all it is. But which one you pick. See, look at that.
Noob Life said, too good for Cheesecake Factory is not for me. Too bougie for you, Noob Life. You can't do the Cheesecake
That's what I'm
Factory.
saying. It can have somebody being like, where you take me? Yeah. Where you
Oh man.
This is gonna be busy. You know you're gonna be like, what's the commotion? They got everything.
We don't even have to get a booth. We can sit right at the bar.
Right at the bar.
We can sit right at the bar. Order our food.
If Kenny had to be an establishment, he's like Waffle House. It's exciting.
That's a banger.
It's excitement.
That's at all times. Late night, early morning, midday.
It may not be perfect,
especially if you get the right one.
Yeah.
There's some that's a little, might be a little shabby.
One with the arm sleeve.
Yeah.
That's like Jordan in his prime. They gonna be back here. You're gonna get you something special.
You get the dude that takes the breaks, the smoke break.
Yep.
You see him, you pull up and you see him in the back.
Yeah, and then
smoke break.
He sees
you, as soon as he sees you, he throws it down. He's about
to go crazy.
It's about to be fired. It's about to be fired.
That meal, even though as simple as it is, can be better than these meals that you paying all this money for.
Man, $20 pancakes, $30 French toast.
You get way more out of it.
Flavor is mid.
That flavor at Waffle House is gonna get you right every time.
Flavor is mid, boy.
Time of day.
About as mid as LeBron's finals record. Mid.
LeBron went to the championship 10 times in a row. Who's doing
and he still sub 500. Mid.
I'm not hearing that. That's crazy.
Mid.
Steve would be your Chili's or your Applebee's, where it's consistent. That steak fajita at Applebee's, no matter where you go, is solid.
The sizzling joint.
When it comes to the table, you like, oh, okay, but it's
has some people feeling like they're in a 5-star restaurant. They just don't know any better.
They just don't know any better. But Applebee's,
like, oh, girl, he took me somewhere. The food was sizzling coming to the table.
It can fool you. But Applebee's, everybody like Applebee's. Everybody respect the neighborhood bar, the neighborhood friendly bar and grill. Everybody respects it. It can get it done. It can host a couple games. They throw that 2 for $20 out there. If you in high school, you take your little, you know what I'm saying, get the appetizer. They be in the forefront of the deals. You can get away with a lot at Applebee's. Is it going to impress people? Maybe here or there. You know, you get the steak sizzler, you get the riblets. Them riblets was a thing. You get that 2 for $20. Okay, you enticing me. But I'm going to be hungry when I leave. See, that's the difference. So you be hungry when you leave Applebee's an hour or two later because it ain't fulfilling. It gets the job done. But it ain't enough. See, when you go to that Waffle House and they get throw some of them things in there, he might slip you an extra piece of bacon because he's feeling good, and then don't put the forearm in it, the elbow in it. Man, that meal might last you 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You ready to take a nap? You know what I'm saying? Every time I have, I'm ready to take a nap, satisfied to my next, dinner, put me to sleep. I get the effects out of it. Applebee's gonna leave me wanting more. You know what I'm saying? I can get full off of the Cheesecake Factory. I'm always going to have something to take home. That's because they got all the resources. It can be good because they got all the things already there. All the things already included. You can get you some Alfredo, to some tacos, to some breakfast, to some burgers, because all the things are there, so it can work out. But can it take you to that steak 44 level? See, that's the difference. They got options.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can make it look good because you got all the options. And then they hit you with the cheesecake at the end. They be like, oh, wait. What they say every time at dinner? You want some dessert? You want some cheesecake? See? And it make it sound good because they done dressed it up with all the dishes. You didn't have any dish in them that you could think of, and they try to give you that cheesecake that hold it all together. That's what make it the factory. They serve cheesecake, but they want to bring you all in with all the pieces and all the things you need to get to the cheesecake. And that's CJ. The cheesecake is twice as good and get the credit, but all the other meals they got to have to satisfy more people. But the cheesecake is why you're there. But it's only amplified because you can get steak, barbecue, seafood, breakfast, kids' meals. You get some spicy, you get it all. Mole, you get whatever you want.
Not mole.
Whatever you want. Some salads. But you got to dress it all up because they're trying to steer you to the cheesecake. That's what CJ is amplified. Amplified experience, anything he do, fancy, cheese, okay. That's what's gonna be the attraction. Waffle House don't get no write-ups. I don't see too many Waffle House commercials. They don't get a lot of attention on the media space, but everybody knows about it. And it's a lot of people's top choice at all times of the day.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Marcus Freeman then went on to talk about Chris Ash bringing the zone defense and their plan for the walk-ons. This is what he had to say.
It was a kind of a decision. It was probably a thought from Chris Ash more than anything, right? In that I confirmed that we got to continue to enhance the way we play zone. We can't play man every play. We know that, right? And we're pretty good at playing man. And so let's be intentional about continuing to find ways to get better at playing zone. And it's been a great challenge for our defense, right? I think if we ask them just to go out and play man and do the things we've done in the past consistently, they, without a hesitation, be able to do it. And so we're challenging them in ways to do things. And again, you're playing cover 3, cover 4, cover 2. There's only so many coverages you can play, but the details and how you play them, how you match things, are you playing zone, are you playing match, and all those different details of zone defense can be different. And so it's been a really good challenge for our guys, especially the returning starters, or guys that have played a lot, to learn, hey, okay, what is Coach Ash emphasizing in this zone coverage? And so it's going to help us as we get into the fall, right? We'll decide after spring and in the summer and fall camp, like what we'll hang our hats on. But I think it's been a commitment from Coach Ash, the whole defense staff, and myself on down to say, okay, let's continue to find ways to enhance the way we play zone. And
then so many unknowns still, I guess, about the roster limits and the future of the walk-ons in general, and you know how you feel about them here. How much are you dreading some of those conversations whenever they have to happen? Is it really going to come down to cutting individuals, or are you already kind of crafting ways to keep these guys around in other capacities? Is that even allowed? Which is the idea of getting to 105, if that's what it is.
Yeah, I think we have a plan, depending on how the settlement is determined here next week or whenever it happens. But it's also not like we have a plan. I'm not spending much time thinking about it until they make a decision. Like, we spend enough time thinking about, okay, what will we do? Here's our plan. It's going to be difficult, obviously, if you have to make some difficult decisions in terms of cutting your roster to 105. It's going to be difficult because you care about every person in that room that have given everything they got to Notre Dame. And so, but we also know that could be a possibility. We'll wait until the settlement is finalized, until I spend any more time thinking about it. I'm happy. I'm good with our plan. I've moved it kind of back behind me. And if they say the settlement is approved, now we'll move forward with that plan.
My fault. You feel bad if and when that does happen, Left, and the legislation comes down. You feel bad, man. Some people are going to be impacted, but it does give teams opportunity to go ahead and offer more 50% or full rides. In a sense,
this is what happens when you start putting that money into things. They're gonna start, shaping things up and making it less amateur, because there's a lot more investment with this money, where people are not trying to lose their money. They're not trying to take the risk. They want to get the most out of it, right? So these TV contracts, these apparel deals, you want a higher chance of success. You got to bring in more top players. And I mean, it's all a scheme and scam that they're ramping up. No different than these NBA teams crashing out so they can try to build a casino. And, it's a money grab. They're not thinking about the tradition and the path that is taken to get to a walk-on, and the success that's came from it. It adds to the college football lore,
Mm-hmm.
It's a unique thing in college football, the walk-ons, and how walk-ons have changed a lot of teams unexpectedly every year. So, and you take that away and you put more divas in there with the stars, and it's just a professional model that they're going to, and that's only because the money. They wasn't talking about this before the NIL. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Lucky Lefty podcast. When we come back, Left, I think we're gonna jump into love it, like it, shove it. Love it, like it, shove it. And I'm gonna tell Left why I was sorely disappointed in Fat Burger this week. Sorely disappointed in Fat Burger. They won't last long in Chicago. I can tell you that. Lucky Lefty podcast. We'll be right back. As always, we spin it different.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag, because if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Onora Boys. Sean Davis, Malik Zaire. Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Believe Network. Believe in Notre Dame. Believe in Lucky Lefty. Believe in yourself. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Audio edibles each and every day. Tap in. Set yourself up for the automatic downloads. You'll get those. Just go ahead and make sure you tap in with us on a daily basis. And then don't forget patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network Players Only Podcast. Former Notre Dame players talking Notre Dame football, college football, and everything in between. Subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It helps with the views. And then leave your comments and questions. We respond to all. We are the home of the misguided passion and committed to making sure that we spin it different. Left, man, so I told you they opened up a new Fat Burger here in the city, bro. So my nephew and I, we said, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's go ahead and give it a spin. First of all, I said, get the regular cheeseburger. Let's not get a specialty burger. They need to show us they can make a good plain cheeseburger. So we ordered the 3rd-pound burger meal, the works. And the lady says, now, first of all, the meal is $16.
Oh, my God.
$16 for a 3rd-pound burger, fries, and a drink. But it's an experience, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. It's an experience. She proceeds to tell us that the works does not come with cheese. I said, well, it's not the works.
Not the works.
How in the world do you say you have a burger with the works, but it's $1.19 extra for cheese?
That's like Burger King with the Whopper. Give me the cheese, dude.
Oh man.
$1.19 too? Y'all
$1.19. So then she said, would you like fries or fat fries? And I said, can I have onion rings? You sure can. It's $1.50 upcharge. I said, wait a minute. You're charging me to get onion rings? I said, wait a minute, man. Onion rings are pretty standard now. Everywhere. Everywhere. As a substitution. You charge me $1.50. You already charged me $1.19 for cheese. Now you charge me $1.50 for onion rings?
They sound like here.
But it's an experience. It's an experience. So I looked over the menu. You know, they had an Impossible Burger. They had a turkey burger. I said, okay, they had some options. Because my wife, she really doesn't do the beef like that. Pause. And I said, my wife might actually like the menu. And then I happened to see that they provide a vegan shake. Now, this is huge.
Oh, a vegan shake.
A vegan shake. So I'm like, yo, but where I'm sitting, I'm in the passenger seat. So I see it from the passenger seat. And so we finish ordering and we drive around and I see that the vegan shake is $11. And I said, you know what, nephew? I see why there's only 2 people in the drive-thru. $11 for a vegan shake.
A double-digit price? Oh, Jesus. I've never seen a drink double digits before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't know.
Yeah.
I get more food than a drink.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? A smoothie?
Yeah. It was at that point left that I was like, yeah, never again. And there's no way they're going to last on the south side of Chicago. Our bill was $39 for 2 burger meals, bro. $39.
That's what you give you DoorDash. You got that in real time.
So I immediately called my daughter and apologized because I used to always say she was exaggerating when she was like, Daddy, I can't get a pizza out here for less than $40. She's like,
my dad was surprised when we went to McDonald's. And it's so funny. We went to McDonald's. He gave me $25, right?
Oh,
sorry, $20. And he treating me too now. I was like, where's the rest? You know, like, so I'm like, all right. So gave me 5 more. So he thinking this is you gonna get some change back.
Right.
And then he told me his order. I'm like, you want a double fish fillet large meal? I'm thinking like, and then he said with a 5-piece on the side.
A 5-piece nugget?
5-piece nugget on the side with a double fish fillet meal large. So I'm like, and you want both of us to eat off of this, right? Like that's what you want. And then I can get something too, right? Or I get up there. I ain't even finished his order. It was over $25.
Man.
So I had to text him like, hey, I mean,
it's not looking good, my brother.
It's not looking good. I don't know.
My brother in Christ.
I didn't know if you wanted me to get something too, and you gave me that, or this is just gonna be for you. And he's like, what do you mean? It costs like, he's like, no, that's not. The prices must have went up. I don't know. Fast food costs way more now than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You used to get McDonald's for like $1.50 back in the day.
Man, bro.
Get you a burger, fries, and shake, $1.50. You can't get nothing for $1.50 now.
Man, it's crazy. Lucky Lefty Podcast. We're going to start off, love it, like it, shove it. You already know how it goes. You know, we're going to ask Left some questions. You can participate in the chat. And if Left says he loves it, if he says he likes it, if he doesn't like it, and you know, we had to go the extra mile and add some new stuff. If he loves it, once again, if he likes it,
pop another bottle if you like that.
and if he doesn't like it,
How you doing? Sorry you can't get through.
you know, had to add to the repertoire tonight. Give you some options.
That
You know what I'm
sounds
saying?
real nice. That sounds
Yeah,
real nice.
yeah. Hey, I'm the Picasso of the boards.
Did you borrow that from SD Records? Is that a crossover from SD Records?
It's my sample. It's my sample packet.
Okay.
It's part of my sample packet.
It's a SD DJ mix.
Yeah. I want to start it off with something that I love, Left. Marcus Freeman talking about his son Vinny, who he allowed him or was right there with him as he went through his recruitment as a wrestler. And he made a commitment to Cornell University recently. And Marcus Freeman said he learned from that experience and applied it to what him and his staff need to do to get kids to come to Notre Dame. Listen to what he had to say about that recruitment.
I was intentional about making sure I kept the staff updated through what I was seeing as a father that could relate to our staff as recruiters. And I think more importantly, when Vinny was saying he was ready to commit, I just want to know why, tell me the reasons why. And I kind of shared with the staff some of the things that he said. And it's a great reminder. We know these things, but it's a great reminder of what's important to young people, right? And what's important to their families and what they hear. And everybody's different, but one of the most important things is to figure out who's helping that person with the decision and what's important to them. One of the things that was important to Vinny was the people. He really viewed the people, the wrestlers, the recruits, the coaches, as he said to me, he was like, I feel like they're family. And that's a great reminder for us as coaches is we can sell Notre Dame, we can sell our football program, we can sell this university. But at the end of the day, the young people want relationships too. And that's a great reminder for us all.
Relationships, man. That's what it comes down to. You have to build relationships with these kids. Notre Dame always seems to have a great relationship with the parents. But you got to have a great relationship with these kids as well. You got to. Lucky Lefty Podcast. All right, Left, you ready?
Yeah.
Love it, like it, shove it. Jeremiah Love will win the Heisman in 2025. Jeremiah Love will win the Heisman in 2025. Love it, like it, shove it.
I like it. I mean, he's got great talent. I mean, obviously, we know he's a top player in the country. How much we use him will matter, and then him staying healthy. So I like the fact that he's an athlete that can accomplish that. It's just a matter of are we going to feature him. But I don't love it only because we gave him the ball 4 times in the national championship game. If we would do that, ain't no telling what we'll do.
Yeah, that is still a mystery to a lot of people. I'm going to like it, Left. I like it. Yeah, I think quarterbacks will always be at the forefront. It's been a while since a running back. When was the last running back that won the Heisman?
Been a minute. Adrian Peterson.
That's a good question. I don't know why I should know this right off the top.
Marco Murray.
Derrick Henry
Oh yeah.
back in 14. 15. Derrick Henry.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Notre Dame will have another freshman All-American. They had Leonard Moore last year. Notre Dame will have another freshman All-American in 2025.
I love it. I think with our schedule, definitely love it. I think, guys are coming to their own.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple names that flash to mind, and just in general, I think we have enough of the right stuff to get somebody going in that direction. And I don't know who yet, but it's on the team. So that potential is there, and I love it because we're going to be able to see it because of the way that we're coached and what we're going to put on the field from our players.
All right. Notre Dame had an All-American. They had an All-American. Will they have two All-Americans in 2025? Notre Dame will have two All-Americans in 2025.
Love it for sure.
You love it?
Well, Jeremiah loves All-American.
Mm-hmm.
And then likely somebody on defense is going to pop up. Or if we have a receiver do his thing this year, maybe it's receiver. But like I said, all of that is on the team. It's just a matter of who actualizes it through the coaching staff and just their gameplay. But I'm confident, 100% sure that we have the talent on the team.
All right. Love it, like it, shove it. Notre Dame will go undefeated in 2025. Notre Dame will go undefeated in the 2025 regular season.
I like it.
Pop another bottle if you like that. Pop another bottle if you like that.
I like it only because I think if we can get our quarterback in the right spot and commit to him, the schedule we have, we can get away with it again and make a good playoff run. So I definitely love it, and somebody's got to emerge. I think with Denbrock being your offense coordinator, the team being good, the defense being good, offensive line going to be better than it was. I think there's no way you can fail. So the sky's the limit, and I think we'll reach that with Marcus Freeman.
All right. Love it, like it, shove it right here. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Almost done. Great show tonight. Thank all of you for chiming in, tapping in with us. Quarterback style, Left. This is how we're going to do it. Love it, like it, shove it. Are you loving, liking, or shoving Steve Angeli as the quarterback that starts against Miami? Are you loving that, liking it, or are you shoving it?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
You were contemplating. Were you fluctuating between love and like, or were you fluctuating between shove and like?
Shoving like, because
Okay.
I would love if Kenny started, but I like it because that's the safe choice, and that, if you just playing it super safe and not trying to tip the needle one way or another, you can't go wrong with playing Steve, and nobody would be mad at you. You know what I mean? Everybody would be like, okay, that makes sense. And so I like it for that aspect because that's the safe, easy choice that you can make. But I don't love it because I would like for Marcus Freeman to take that chance and go with the better talent.
All right, same thing. Quarterback style. Kenny Minchie, are you loving, liking, or shoving Kenny Minchie being the starting quarterback at Miami?
I would love it. I think us taking a leap of faith, or I love it because I think taking a leap of faith with a guy that's up and coming is more of the trend of college football, where guys are making bigger plays and getting the shine a little bit more. And we got, in what the kids say, a YN, not in the literal sense, but a guy that people can be like, okay, this is our young guy too. You know, you got DJ Way, Nico Invalida, the young guy at Ohio State, the young guy at Michigan. I mean, you're going to put somebody out there. Let it be the fresh young guy, not the guy that. Not that Steve can't do it. It's just hard to. I'm not trying to down a bigger guy up, but Kenny would be the fresh up and coming dude that's a little more refurbished. There's nothing wrong with going with Steve. Like I said, I like Steve because it's the safe bet. It's like, okay, I know we played it up, but we just gonna rock with it because it's seniority and all that. They could do that, and like I said, nobody would hold his feet, Marcus Freeman's feet to the fire, saying what you're doing and being like you're putting your job at risk. I think with Kenny, you may only get that because of the media's jaded opinion of the competition, not because you're making the wrong decision or you're taking that much of a leap of faith. Kenny's more talented, so you're taking the more talented guy, which sticks more along to the lines of you wanting to play the best guys. You're not just doing it through just seniority, because we saw that, yeah, Jack Kaiser was great, but Drake Bowen was the guy. Jack Kaiser has all the things you would want, but Drake Bowen and leadership and being this on and off the field, that's the dude. And that's something that I think that we can build on.
Last but not least, love it like it, shove it. CJ Carr as the quarterback that starts against Miami.
Shove it.
You gonna shove it? Oh man, I already.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry you can't get through.
You gonna shove it, Left?
Yeah, I don't think this is CJ's time. A lot would have to happen, in my opinion, for him to be the starter at Miami. So I don't think they'll be that courageous. Not that he's a bad choice. I think they keep him in the mix of the choices because he is a good talent. But I don't think this is his year to be jumping two dudes like that, especially when those two dudes are talented. I mean, they dudes are serviceable. It's not like it's a Kelly Bryant, Trevor Lawrence situation. No, it's not like that. It's just a matter of we believe he will be good, but good enough to jump two spots and change up the game. I don't. Not that he's not, but if he was, it wouldn't be no competition. So,
All right, Left.
but next year, absolutely 26, he should be all in the competition like Kenny is now.
We got one entry via GTB from Patriot Drew. Before it's all said and done, Bryce Young will go down as the best end we've had in the past 20 years. Love it, like it, shove it.
I like it. What do you think about this?
In the last 20 years, defensive end.
We had Fauske, who's the biggest sack leader of all time, technically.
I think he could surpass Fauske. It's possible. He's off. First of all, he's off to a better start sack wise than Fauske was his freshman year.
But I think he'll play bigger in moments to be more memorable.
He'll definitely have more memorable moments than Fauske because of where the program is now. You know what? Yeah.
Pop another bottle if you like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I would say I like the CJ.
Pop another bottle if you like that.
Yeah, CJ starting, I like that. I like that. I don't know if I would quite shove it. I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying. Let him marinate a little bit more. You know, you don't have to force it. You don't have to force it. You know, you can always bring him in during the year, keep him as one of his choices.
That's what I'm saying. But like, oh, this is dramatic.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm not mad at it. Lucky Lefty Podcast. So, everybody, we appreciate you guys once again. Tap in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, each and every day. Audio Edibles will have have things chopped and screwed for you tomorrow morning. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow. We apologize. Well, not apologize. We have to announce we were supposed to have Miles Boykins with us tonight, but of course, within the last week, he's been signed by the Chicago Bears, and they started OTAs on Tuesday. So, to say the least, he is busy right now.
Yeah, catching the pass.
So he said, "Bro, is after Easter Sunday, I'll lock in with you guys." So, once again, congratulations to Miles Boykins. He'll be with us on Easter, and Cam McDaniel should be joining us tomorrow. Cam should be joining us tomorrow night if he can get 30 minutes away from the kiddos. Okay, Cam is the ultimate. They homeschool, so you know Cam is the ultimate dad.
Of course, I built the house by himself.
Knowing Cam with the panels, solar panels, everything. Oh man,
I got all the answers. So
man, left. SD2 mics. Hey, have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition of Lucky Lefty Podcast. Make sure you continue to spin it different.